went for this thing to record the interviews with everyone I'm interviewing. So I went to the store to buy it, and I don't know. I was like just walking in the streets, and I saw all these people without their masks, and I was like, "What the heck is happening? Why these people is like all over the place and without masks?" And then when I got home, my grandma told me, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Did you feel the earthquake?" And I was like, "What? What happened?" But yeah, it was a
Really?
strong one.
How is the coronavirus in Mexico? Is it pretty bad?
Yeah, it is not that bad like in Brazil, cause yeah,
Brazil.
but it
Yeah.
is bad. It's getting worse, and also I think that we're kind of the same situation, cause people here can allow themselves to stop working.
Right.
There is no like a system, politic system that supports all people. So people need to go out and
Work.
work.
Otherwise they starve to death.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Also, like the other day, I was talking with a uncle, and he told me, "Well, I don't know why the government is asking us for wash our hands. We don't even have water to wash our hands, so
Right.
we can't do that. It's not possible. So, I mean, I can't do it." And like using this alcohol,
Alcohol.
yeah,
Yeah, gel. Yes.
yeah, it kills your germs, and it's not good. Like in a long term, it's not good for your health. So whatever you use or whatever you do is gonna damage you in a point, and you don't know when. So yeah,
Right.
it's a hard situation here, and I mean, I was teaching too. I was teaching capoeira, and we had to stop. And fortunately, I still live with my grandma and my grandpa, and I'm studying. But if I was like just doing capoeira or my theater stuffs, I wouldn't be able to make it. I mean, it's not possible, not at all.
I understand. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's too bad. It's pretty crazy. Nobody knows anything. That's the reality. People don't know this virus. Everybody can try and guess what's going to happen, but it's pretty scary. But anyway, life goes on. Let's do what we can and then be okay.
Yeah, yeah, sure. And also, I think like I mean, health is not always a state of your mind, but sometimes it helps to be healthy on your mind, to try to keep positive and try to be in contact with your friends, family, even though with the distance, because that helps.
Yeah,
Yeah, it kind of
yeah.
helps. And
Well, let's do our thing. It
yeah,
doesn't. It's okay. Let's
yeah,
do
sure.
it. What do you wanna talk about?
First, I want to ask you if I can record this.
Sure.
And
Absolutely.
thank you so much. Thank you for accepting my invitation to be part of this experiment. I'm doing a thesis, a master's degree in education, and I wanted to start it because I wanted to take advantage of the resources and the tools that education can give, and yeah, can give to capoeira and like, bring it to us. So right now, I'm interested about the topic inclusion, and how can we include people to capoeira. Understanding that inclusion is like for all people. It doesn't matter if you have autism, if you're tetraplegic, paraplegic, wherever. I mean, we still do capoeira if we have this condition, and also like not to see it as a problem, but because that makes it an obstacle. And also, I want to do it. And for me, it was like really important to interview you because I think that you have like a different perspective, but also sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah, but also sometimes language is a barrier. And I think that
Uh-huh.
there is many people here in Mexico, also the students that I was working with, they all want to know about you, about Mestre Accordion, but they don't speak English or Portuguese. And for me, it was like, oh, I would like to speak with them to tell you guys like the things that they think, but sometimes I would like to bring them, but language sometimes is a barrier. So I'm making this for the Spanish speaking community of capoeira that wants to learn a
Great.
little bit more about education, inclusion, and how this can work because it's important to work on
Okay.
that. And yeah, and I don't know, I would like
I
to,
believe.
yeah.
Cool. I believe that I have some interesting things to talk about because I'm not very much like the other people. Where I come from and everything is different. Everybody's different, but I have a very different perspective, a very different feel of things. For example, Mestre Accordion really worries about who is going to carry his legacy when he dies, and I don't give a damn. If I met people, people know me, they will know something about me, or if they don't, I don't care. I don't want to be known by people who I don't know. I don't want to be, you know, wide world known by everybody who I cannot even touch. So I'm just it'll be cool to talk about this. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. So first of all, I would like to ask you for your name, to tell your name, how long you've been in capoeira. I mean, your real name and your capoeira name, of course,
Okay.
and tell me something about your capoeira history. Your capoeira
Okay.
story. Yeah,
Uh, are you ready?
yeah. I'm ready.
Okay. My real name is Cássio Martinho. I'm known in capoeira as Mestre Ra or Han before I was a mestre. And it was interesting. I started capoeira in 1974 when I was a teenager, uh, running away from home. That was the really high times for the hippies in Brazil. The hippie movement was just arriving in Brazil, uh, mostly from England and United States. And we as a teenager had that idea. Yeah, we need to be someone. We don't want to be a number. We don't want to deal with money. We can do everything, but based on exchange. It was all the teenager dreams, sweet dreams. And then I was going to the high school in Sao Paulo City. I live in Jundiaí, which is about an hour from Sao Paulo City. And I would travel every day to Sao Paulo. And one morning, we were talking, a bunch of teenagers. Hey, we had a teacher who uh, gave us he would always say, hey, if you want to do something in life, do it now because later you will be married with children and you're not going to be able to go too far and you're going to be tied up with work and blah, blah, blah. And we as a teenager got all excited about that and we decided to run away. That was where that was the dictatorials. It was Brazil was going through a very bad times politically. It was really hard. Uh, the 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 military had the power and would be very repressive. Wouldn't allow people to talk about or be against anything. You either agree or you would go to jail and would be considered an outlaw. Anyway, we were just a bunch of teenagers. We got on a train with no money. We traveled all the way from Sao Paulo to Bahia. But I'm not going to go into the details because that's all in my book. And I don't want to spoil it. But anyway, that was the beginning of it. We traveled to Bahia. Our destiny was Acre, which was just the farthest state to the west of Brazil, where the Amazon River starts. Uh, and then we decided to go there to join this indigenous group of the tribe. Anyway, we got stuck in Bahia. We were camping behind the Farol da Barra, which is a very touristic place. And then we saw the capoeiristas making a little money from the tourists, and I started doing movements. And then I met Mestre Mola at Mercado Modelo. He showed me some little movements, and I would do it. I was very different because I had a very long hair, uh, light green eyes, and then very different from the Baianos. And then I started doing little things and asking for money just to survive, to eat. And then after a little bit, we came back to Sao Paulo, and then we were at that point we were very much against Academy of Capoeira. We thought the capoeira was supposed to be done in the street. It was nothing to do with the academics. Yeah. And we would always say, actually, the capoeira in the academy was just for sissies. It wasn't for real capoeirists. But I was just a little, very ignorant young person. And then I started doing capoeira when my master came to my town in 1975. And then I started doing an academy. And then things developed to the point that in 1988, I was already first degree master. And then I was invited to go to the United States. That's when I moved to the United States and stayed there until 2004 when I came back to Brazil.
Mm-hmm. Well, also, thank you. And I have a question about that. Because I was thinking why capoeira didn't have any register like in books, or why was that? And do you think it was because the education of the masters in that time? Because I see that right now there's like books and things, and you can see, but after we don't have any register of that.
You're right. Like when I started capoeira, there was no books. Actually, there was one book about capoeira, and it was just Capoeira Angola from I forgot the writer name. Don't even say that because it's really bad for me not to know. But anyway, Valdeloir Rego. That was the name of the guy who wrote the book. But anyway, at that point, capoeira was still not a big thing, and nobody even gave much attention to capoeira. Yeah. And capoeira started to be more studied and researched, and a source of a lot of curiosities and studies when I started going outside of Brazil. Because it was reaching out different countries in Europe and the United States, and then it had the need to be more specific and had a written history. And that's when the capoeiristas in general started to think about, hey, I need to study, I need to know where this is from, because I was like my time in capoeira, I didn't care. All I wanted to do is I wanted to play capoeira. It was just a fun thing to do. I don't want to be stuck with books and history and any other scrap. We just want to sing songs and play capoeira. We did rodas in the street, and it was just a fun thing to do. And there was a little competition, trying to be rough here and there, or try to be cute, so the girls would look at you and think you're cool. And then there was all those elements, but it wasn't anything really serious. That's for me. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
Maybe some capoeiristas were already in a different direction, but for me, that's how what that was about. In fact, when people would talk about uh, origins of capoeira, where is capoeira from? I don't know. I don't care. I want to play. If it's from Germany, it's fine. If it's from Africa, it's fine. If it's from the United States, I don't care. If it's Brazilian, if it's native indigenous, I couldn't care less. For me, it was just a fun thing to do. And I even remember thinking about that. Why people worry so much about the roots of capoeira? Who cares? I just want to do it. But of course, I see the importance of knowing all those elements right now that I'm much older. But at that point, I didn't care. But and I know for fact that capoeira became a lot more sophisticated, so to speak, um, when they had to go reach different countries. Because in order to present an art form, you need to know a little bit about art form. You need to know the history. You need to know all those elements that really enrich and empower the art form. There's no doubt that there's just good things about it. Anyway, for me it was that, and I think you're right. There were no written materials, and there was no. It was a subject that nobody paid much attention, or at least I did not. I don't know if there were people with a different view of it, but for me, that's what it was, and that's what I understand. That's what I understand that capoeira became a little more uh, source of studies, and even physically, people start worrying about the body, the anatomy,
Yeah.
how you can practice it without getting injured. Because my time, we thought the more you do it, the better, and it was a crazy exaggeration. 8 hours a day, and it would destroy joints. It would damage your body, and then your spine and everything. And we didn't care. Oh, yeah, I'm going to jump higher. I'm going to go up on that thing 3 meters away from the ground and do a backflip. Oh, that's cool. It was just like a naive, childish.
Yeah.
But that's how I think that it became a more sophisticated art form. For sure, the fact that capoeira reached out to different places in the planet had to be more studied, more polished, and better understood even by the capoeiristas. Because at that time, my master had no clue. He didn't know anything. He didn't know how to write or read. So that's for me was capoeira was about. Street things and just the oral transmission. There was no other way to learn it. And in fact, today I see today that the communication got so sophisticated, so fast. You can talk to the whole world in a click of your computer. And I started going back to that point. I think capoeira wasn't supposed to be because another element that is interesting to bring up is like capoeira for a long time was done in the backyard, hidden from the society.
Yeah.
Before capoeira was capoeira, the families wouldn't allow their kids to do capoeira. Capoeira was a bad thing, and people would hide themselves, to practice capoeira. So there's a middle ground between what it is today and what it was back then. I think it's interesting to understand, to know that, because now, because the communication is so sophisticated, so fast, you can start a little, let's say, gossip here in Brazil, and in less than 10 minutes, the whole world knows about it. And that's bad. That's real bad. So nowadays they do live capoeira class in a computer, and that's bullshit. Honestly, you can't do capoeira online. I'm sorry. Or at least I cannot do it.
Yeah.
Capoeira is a real interaction between two people. It's a body interaction. There is contact. There is energy. There's a bunch of things that cannot be done online. So so for a while I thought I was wrong for believing that capoeira was not supposed to be just in the backyard, and now I'm going back to it. So I'm starting to think again. Wait, it went too far now. Now I have participated in a few how do you
Online.
say lives,
Yeah.
live on live capoeira. Mestre so and so is doing a capoeira live, whatever. I can't stand it. I stayed like 5-10 minutes, and luckily my internet is bad enough, and it doesn't work. And that's the greatest excuse that I get. I live on a farm. My internet's bad. I cannot participate. I love that. But
Yeah.
anyway, did I answer your question? I don't know. I got a little lost.
No, no, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, because I'm also studying about that. Like this, well, this situation put us into another situation that we need to do this in order to keep it going. But I mean, I feel like I'm training, but I don't feel like capoeira energy. You know, it's so
Oh
hard.
no, there is
Like,
no energy.
yeah, it is like you're so far away from the other one, and you're supposed to be in
Yeah,
contact with the person. So yeah, it's like the energy, the feeling, the sensation, the vibration of the atmosphere that involves in
absolutely,
capoeira. Yeah, so
absolutely,
it's, yeah,
absolutely.
way too different. But anyway, I'll I'll go with the other question. So, with the understanding that capoeira is within many dimensions of physical activity, do you consider that capoeira can be inclusive? Yes or not, and why?
Can you what? I'm sorry.
Inclusive? Yeah.
It's breaking up a little bit. Say it again. If I
Uh,
believe capoeira is what?
do you consider that capoeira can be inclusive, an inclusive activity?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. I don't know if I'm understanding what you're trying to ask me, but if brings capoeiristas and the whole community together, is that what you're asking, or together in one common place? Is that what
Yeah,
you're asking me?
I'm asking you about people that can't move their bodies, that has one on another, not disease, but conditions that doesn't allow them to move. And if we just think that capoeira is a physical activity, can they be included into capoeira?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, sure. I sure think so. Uh, it's not only capoeira is very interesting for in that aspect because it's not only physical, but there's all the that's why it's called a game. There's all the elements that are by definition what defines game. There's those elements where you play with the other person's emotion and feelings, and that's a real interaction, physical and mental and strategical. I don't know how to say that word if there is such a word. The strategy is part of it.
Yeah.
The strategy is part of it as much as it's part of life. You have to strategize your actions in life. And then same capoeira can give a really good, interesting guidance for strategy, and then you can make a parallel between the game of capoeira and the game of life. That's what Mestre Cordon says. Capoeira is a metaphor of life because it's true though. You know the way you present yourself, the way you interact with people can be uh, a little more direct or more going around until you reach your goal. And the bottom line is, yeah, there's a goal as much as in everything in life, and there's a way to get to your goal. And the capoeira game is an interesting way of thinking about reaching your goal. That's kind of what I think.
Good, good.
Did I
So
answer your question? No.
yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I want you to answer the things that you feel. So yeah. The other one is, can we make a difference between the capoeira community and capoeira itself? And yeah, what is that difference?
I don't know if I understood your question. Between the difference between the capoeira community,
And
and the
capoeira.
capoeira itself?
Yeah. I mean, do you
No,
think?
I think there.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there's a separation. You either when you're in capoeira, you're in a community. You can do capoeira by yourself. You have to be interacting with the whole community. I don't know if that's what you meant to ask, but yeah, it's one thing. It's only one thing. I don't think you can separate capoeira and the community and the capoeira community. I don't think you can separate those. They're all together
Okay.
as much as everything else.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. So according to your perspective, how capoeira has evolved for the benefit of the society?
The benefit of what?
Of the
The
society.
benefit, the society, huh? Interesting. I think if the society had some strategy like a good capoeira game has to have, I think it would be important for the society to learn that because, like we were saying before, you can go either more directly to the point or do a little acrobatic movements to reach your goal, to distract your opponents. I think it's a very interesting way of living life. The capoeira thing, it's a very interesting. At the same time, there are moments that you have to go direct to the point. That there's no uh, place for playing around, and then you go more directly to the point. I think the capoeira strategy and the life strategy is very similar. And I see like some people apply that very well to their lives, you know, and some people, more than seeing people who can apply, I see the opposite being confirmation of what we are saying. People who don't know any strategy of capoeira or life, which is very similar, don't do well in life in general. So that's how I see capoeira. Yeah, it's a very helpful art form for this the way the way we live life and the society live life, the interaction between people in general.
Yeah.
I think it's one common point. Very interesting uh, to look at that and see. Like many times, I see myself in situations that I imagine being a capoeira game. Oh, this person is trying to take me down. I'm gonna do I block, step on their foot, or cartwheel over? You know, yeah, it's interesting. Make the relationship between the game of life with the capoeira game. Absolutely, I think it's cool. I think if that happens, actually natural.
Yeah.
We don't need to. think about that. I think as we learn capoeira, we become more that way in life too. That's what I believe. Maybe I'm just too romantic, but I do believe that that happens. You know, when you become a capoeirista, you have a different approach to all different situations in life. You know, it is very much like a capoeira game. Like you see interactions like attack or defense or agreeable conversation where we just agree with everything we say and we have a different points of view, and then some are conflicting, some are not conflicting. But yeah, I see that a very close relationship between capoeira and life that way,
Okay.
and the behaviors.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, is capoeira important today? Nowadays, is it important, and why?
I think it's important. I think people sometimes think it's too important. I think when people overvalue anything, is not good. Because some people think because they're capoeirista, they know better and they know more, or they whatever. I think this is bullshit. It's just like any art form.
Yeah.
Oh, capoeira is just like is strategizing life. Basketball is just like strategizing strategy for life. Basketball, soccer. You know, I don't see. I'm not a good person to ask those things because I'm not a person who puts capoeira above anything. It's as good as anything else. Of course, for me, it's great because I'm a capoeirista and I have become what I am today. I have what I have today in terms of material, in terms of family, is all from capoeira. So for me, yes. But generically speaking, capoeira is an art form like any other, and it's beautiful like any other. I love it more than the others because I'm a capoeirista. That's it. I don't overvalue. I don't want to say that. I should overvalue capoeira. I overvalue capoeira. Yes, I take it all with it. Capoeira is the best thing on the planet. It's the only good thing you can do with your life. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. What's important is to be a capoeirista, and everything else falls in place. How about that?
No, I think I want to keep the other one. I like it. uh,
But
uh,
let me tell you one thing.
yeah.
One thing that Mestre in his story told me, and I thought was a really great thing. He a monk was walking with his disciple in the hills, and they looked down a hill, and there's a little farm where they have one cow in a very simple little house, and the master, right? Their monk master. Uh, Master says to his disciple, "Hey, let's go down and see how these people live." And they go knock on the door. There's a very simple little house, one little table, one little chair, one little cow. And the guy, "Hey, God, how do you guys live?" "Hey, we have a simple, very simple life, and everything we get here is from the cow. We milk the cow, we drink the milk, we make the cheese. We exchange the cheese with other things we need, and everything depends on the cow. Everything is about that little cow. That cow matters more than anything else in this planet." And then they say, "Okay, thank you very much." And they walk away. And then when they're walking away, the master tells the guy, "Hey, let's throw that cow down the hill." "What? We're going to kill the cow?" "Yes, kill the cow." "But man, that family, all they have is that little cow." "Kill the cow." "Oh no, kill the cow." And they kill the cow. And the guy is very disturbed. "Oh my God, I killed the only thing that family had." And then they go away. He comes back years after that, and he's really worried because man, that family has probably died because all they had was the cow, and I killed the cow. And when they go up on the hill, they look down to the little farm. The farm is very fancy. It's very nice house with all kinds of plants and plantations, and they're harvesting all kinds of things. And the guy said, "Wow, I think they died, and somebody else took over the land. Let's go ask them." And they go down and knock on the door and say, "Hey, do you guys know the family that used to live here? They just had a little cow, and everything they had was from the cow." Of course we do. It's us. So, wow, how can you make that much transformation? And so, you know what happened? After you guys came here years ago, the cow fell and died. And then we figured, wow, what are we going to do without the cow? And then we realized we could plant things, we could grow different things, we can make all different kinds of artifacts and sell, and they become a multiple activity farm. And so the little cow was everything. It was actually holding them to nothing. So that's the little story I had to tell you. I don't even remember why I felt.
I love it. Oh my god! Yeah, yeah. It is because I think sometimes we get so attached to something.
We get attached to one little thing, and we give everything to that one little thing, and we forget that if we get rid of that little thing, there are 1,000 other things to do.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going against what I should say, huh? I'll take it back.
No, no.
It's not true. The important thing is the cows. Oh my goodness.
Let's kill the cow. Oh, it's good to get out of the comfort zone.
I'm sorry?
That it's good to get out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me tell another story about the same person. Oh, no. Go ahead. Ask me a question.
No, that's right.
I think we'll fall in it would be a good time to tell you the story, too.
Yeah.
Again, there are two monks discussing, and they say, there's one person pulling out the weeds from this beautiful garden, and is pulling and killing the weeds, just weed. And one guy says to the other one, "Hey, don't kill the weed. The weed is also God's." Are you there? You're gone. Oh, you're back. Can you see me?
Oh, yeah. I can see you. I
can't hear you.
You can hear me.
Shit.
Hello?
I lost you. Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
Are you there? Are you with me?
Yeah. I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay, you're back.
Yeah.
Now you're back. Okay. And then the guy says, "Well, don't kill the weeds. You know, weed is also God's whatever. God made the weeds as much as he made the flowers. It's all part of one thing." And the guy say, "No, but the flowers are beautiful. They smell so good. They're better than the weeds." And then the master is coming by and say, "Master, let me ask you a question. This guy is saying that we should pull the weeds because the weeds spoil the garden." And the other one say, "No, leave the weeds alone." Oh, as he says that, the guy is trying to pull the weeds because the weeds are spoiling the gardener. The master says, "Yes, he is right." And the other side, but the other one is saying that the weed is also part of God's, how do I say that? Oh my God, God made the weeds too. This is also the truth. But master, I don't understand. this guy is saying one thing and it's true, and the other guy is saying the opposite thing and it's also true. What's the deal? I say, well, this is also a true question. This is also true. Anyway.
Yeah, like.
I don't know if I made myself understood. Did you understand what I was trying to tell you?
I think I did. But
Okay.
that was your truth, and now I'm in my truth, all confused, which is all true.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Like I've been thinking these days about what's true. I mean, this is like out of the record, but what's true, what's reality, and to see about like putting us into this COVID situation that everyone is living so different. I mean, so different. Even your neighbor, even the guy you live with, the people you're living with, they are thinking about different things. So to to tell something about what is true or reality in this context of capoeira is so hard because there are so many perspectives about one single thing. So you can like just take one perspective and say, "Oh, this is true," or it is not true.
Exactly. That's exactly the point of the story I tell you. It is all the different perspectives are also part of the same truth. That's what it is. You're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else?
Okay, so uh, have you ever done a capoeira project for people with special educational needs?
Uh, I I don't know what you mean by special educational needs.
I don't know. I don't know
Yes,
how to translate it. I don't know how to translate it.
Well, anyway, don't need to translate.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what we do here in Brazil today.
Sure.
So we have different projects in shunt towns, in the favelas of Brazil, and we bring capoeira to them. And the whole idea of capoeira in the favelas is that not only the kids and the grown-ups join the capoeira class, also they take the capoeira idea to their houses. And then the way they interact is all through capoeira. And we do that, we do one yearly event where they do a little show for the whole community. For that particular matter, capoeira is bringing all the segments of the Shantytown together into one activity. But the thing about the special educational needs that you were saying is like these people who live in a favela have very, very, very little access to education. First of all, the school in the favelas are really bad. The teachers get paid barely to eat. So they come to teach to make a little bit of money, so they don't put a lot of effort into the teaching. So the education in the favelas and the whole peripheric neighborhoods are really bad. The education is bad. So for that particular matter, capoeira can help in many different aspects of the education, because through capoeira you can teach history, geography, math, and everything else.
Yeah.
But and the special needs that you're talking about, for me in Brazil, special needs is the basic needs, the very basic education. They barely have enough to eat. So I think it's special when they have a little social activity where they can interact, They can uh, other thing they work towards a goal, which is a show. At the end of the year, they learn how to have a goal, to work towards a goal, how you need to plan and practice and rehearsal and all everything involved around being part of one activity. So that's what I consider special needs, because in Brazil and the favela, education is a special need, or very special. I don't know if you meant that kind of special, but because sometimes in the United States, when you talk about special needs, you're talking about handicapped people who can now walk and need a wheelchair. And in Brazil, it's even more basic. They don't have education, don't have food. That's what can be considered special.
Yeah.
Having the basic education is a very special thing in Brazil, in those communities.
Sure, sure. And well, oh my God. What do you want from your perspective? What will you want people to get from capoeira?
Ooh, well, it's a good question. I'm not. I'm very confused at this point in my life, because for me right now, for example, it's actually interesting to think about that, because, like I was saying, for me, capoeira was a primarily very physical thing and a fun thing to do. And now I don't want to say handicapped, but only half of my body works. Only my right side works. My left side is paralyzed. So I don't know what I expect. I want to see my students growing and becoming capoeiristas and well-known capoeira, and I hope that they can achieve what I was able to achieve, in terms of social position, status, whatever. But other than that, my expectations at this very moment, today, uh, I'm very, very unsure. I'm very unsure about what I expect. I'm very unsure. Of course, right now I live in a very particular situation. Not only my health, but also my finances, my whole family situation is in a big turmoil. I don't even want to talk about, but I'm having a big legal matter with my brother in my academy, and it's a very, very complex situation. So it's not a good time for me to talk about my perspective of capoeira and life, or what I expect from my students, or from the art form, or from my mestres. I really, it's not a good time to talk about this, because I don't have a clear idea.
Okay.
And in fact, I don't even know if I would ever have a clear idea. And in fact, I think not having a clear idea is a good place to be, because if you have a too clear idea, you paralyzed. You already know, and it's important not to know.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing about having the glass half full or empty. It's ideal not to have not a full glass, because if you full, there's nothing else you can put in. It's always good to have some room for more to come in. So right now, I'm not sure uh, what my perspectives are. It'll be cool to talk about the same subject in a year or two. I'd love to do that. I love to do that.
Yeah.
In fact, I like to, even review those things, because you got me a little by surprise. I just took my medication, which is if I tell you, it's very amazing that I'm able to be talking to you. Normally, when I take my medication, I have to lie down and take a few hours until I can even intellectually work. You know, I'm impressed I'd be able to talk all this much. But anyway,
tomorrow you'll be like, oh my God, what did I say?
No, I won't remember a thing. I won't remember a thing that I'm talking to you about. So I take a medication called metadona, which in many countries is prohibited. Is one step above morphine. Is harder than morphine. So I'm totally high right now.
Oh my God!
But anyway, that has become my everyday thing. It's not as surprising as it was in the beginning. In the beginning, I was drooling in bed after I took my medicine. Today, I can sit here and thought, whatever. Maybe I'm being a little confused. Maybe I won't remember a thing. But you know.
That's why I'm recording.
I'm just letting you know.
Thank you.
So, okay. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So go ahead. Let me see how much I can do.
Okay, I'll send you the record and tell you. You said that we were gonna talk about these things in 1 year or two. Here it is.
I might be shocked. Oh my God, did I say that? Oh my God, that was not right. I might regret everything. But whatever. You have recorded. Now there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
It's okay. It could be a good, useful thing for therapy. You know, like a mental discussion, insanity or whatever.
Okay, so with the things that you said, it just came to me this question: what will be the philosophy of capoeira for you?
You know, it's everything that we are taught. You know, the philosophy is just like be careful with your actions. Try to predict what their reaction will be. You know, that's what you do in capoeira, and so that's how we should behave in life. You know, be careful. Try to see ahead, to guess where things are going. See what your goal is. If you want to take a shortcut or you want to take a long way to get to your goal, the philosophy is just the philosophy of the capoeira game, you know, which is just another thing besides looking ahead and trying to get things. You should be present in the moment, because that's what is dictating your actions. It is pretty interesting. I don't know. And the final word will be, I don't know.
I don't know. The end. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you consider that those in charge of groups, schools, and capoeira academy?
Wait, it's breaking up. Wait, it's breaking
Yeah.
up.
Okay. You listen to me?
Say it again.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, here I am. Can you listen? Hello.
Go.
Okay.
It's breaking up a little bit.
Okay. Do you consider that those in charge of groups, schools, and capoeira academies are prepared to face diversity and include the entire population that comes to them without discriminatory attitudes?
No, I don't think so. I don't think anybody would be. I mean, no. You cannot generalize this question.
Okay.
You're asking in general if the people are ready for things. I have no idea. You know, there are a lot of people who are, and there are a lot of people who are not. I don't know if I understood your question.
Yeah.
You asking me if I? Yeah, I think no. Some do, some don't. You cannot. You don't have one answer to that question.
Okay.
Some do it, some don't. It's like anything else. It can be yes, it can be no. You can't. How can you tell if somebody is ready to take the charge? No. I don't even know how much ready I am. It's really no. I don't think so.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I'm not. If I can say about myself, I'm not ready. I don't know if I ever will be ready. But the thing is, that's the one other thing about capoeira philosophy. It's not about being ready. It's not about how much you know. It's about the process of learning. It's about the process of knowing. It's not really if you yes or no. It's not about the final answer. It's about the work involved into getting to the answer. It's pretty. Yeah, I'll be yes and no.
Okay.
If I think people will be ready, I see a lot of people are not. A lot of people are.
And
I'm not.
yeah. And what can we do as a community, as teachers, mestres, contramestres, profesores, instructores, whatever, to train ourselves? How can we prepare ourselves to become better teachers? What will be the advice? What will be the thing to do?
Well, the thing to do is like there's no formula. I cannot tell you put this, add this, and you have this as a result. No.
Yeah.
What I think works, and I know it works, is like being there doing it. Experience is the only thing that would teach you. I cannot teach you anything. I cannot teach you a movement unless you repeat that movement 1,000 times. I cannot tell you, hey, do a takedown this way, then it will work. You have to do it. So in order to become prepared to do it, you have to be doing it. I think the magic word is love. You have to love what you do, love your students, love your art form, love capoeira, give everything you have to it, your love, and that goes for anything you do. But for sure, there's no formula. I'm glad there's no formula. People try to make formulas to teach capoeira and to teach someone how to be a mestre, but you can't do that. The only person who can teach yourself is yourself. You have to put yourself in a position to practice and learn. Practice. I think the magic word is practice, because when you practice, you'll be making mistakes, you'll be hurting yourself, and then you'll be healing yourself. And the process of hurting and healing and trying something else, that's how we become something. So there is no way you can be ready. I don't think anybody is ready. Yeah, and then I'll go back to my original answer. No, I don't think anybody is ready. Everybody's in the process of being ready, and that's cool. That's what really counts. Nothing else counts.
Yeah. Um, well, me see. Which ones are the values that capoeira teaches?
See, yeah, we're going back to the same thing. I think the most valuable thing that capoeira teaches you is love. Again, that's why it's important to feel the love that you have for the art form, for your students, for your place, for your body, for your training, for your injuries, and then if it's not about love, it's about nothing. And that's the only thing that really can uh, take you anywhere. It's not only in capoeira, in anything you do. If you don't have that element, forget it. It's not gonna make it. It has to have love. I think heart. It's if you put your heart in it, that's gonna do it. A lot of people think they have it, and those are the ones that I don't trust. People that think they know. I prefer the people who don't, like myself. I know nothing. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna be very doubtful, more than before. But that's the element that makes you learn and live. Is the whole idea of having your glass full or with some room to put more stuff in it. If you know everything, you're done. You can die. So nobody is ready.
Sí. Yeah.
Thanks God.
Yeah. And well, I mean, my questions they finished, but I don't know. I would like to keep talking with you and also
Let's
ask.
talk.
Yeah. What? Oh, I think you mute yourself or something with the microphone because I can hear you. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just see your mouth doing this. I don't know what happened. Hello, hello, blah blah blah. I just see you. I don't know. Probably okay. Now, now you went away, but okay. Let me see. I really can't listen to you. Like probably if there is something there with the microphone. Is it a with the microphone, not the camera next to the camera? There is a microphone. If it is like with a red line, that means that I won't be able to listen to you. But if just do the microphone thing. are you are you playing with me? No, no. I thought, I thought you were kidding, like just doing. Okay, okay. I don't know. I'll wait. You call me. You will call me. Yeah, you will call me. Okay. I'll. Okay. I'll end the call and then you'll call me. I'm guessing that. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
See? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you and I can see you.
I can't. Wait.